Trust in God is a powerful theme throughout the Bible, showing us how faith can bring strength, hope, and unexpected victories, even in the most uncertain times. Let's look at 5 stories that bring this truth to life. First, we have Abraham and Isaac. God asked Abraham to sacrifice his beloved son, Isaac. It was a heart-wrenching request, but Abraham trusted in God's purpose, even when it didn't make sense. Just as he was about to sacrifice Isaac, God provided a ram for the offering instead. This story reminds us that God keeps every promise he makes. Then we come to Moses in the Exodus. The Israelites, recently freed from slavery in Egypt, found themselves cornered, trapped between the Red Sea and Pharaoh's approaching army. Fearful and desperate, they turned to Moses, who lifted his staff and trusted God to make a way. In response, God parted the Red Sea, allowing his people to cross safely. And Pharaoh's army was drowned in the Red Sea. This miraculous event shows that when we trust in God, he can make a way even when there seems to be no way forward. The next story takes us to a young shepherd named David, who faced the giant Goliath. Goliath was a warrior feared by the entire army of Israel, but David stepped forward armed only with a sling and a few stones. His confidence wasn't in his own strength, but in God's power. With a single stone, David struck down Goliath, proving that when we place our trust in God, he can use even the smallest of means to overcome the greatest obstacles. And then there's the story of Daniel. The king ordered everyone to worship a golden statue, but these 3 young men refused, choosing to honor God instead. Furious, Nebuchadnezzar had them thrown into a fiery furnace. Yet as they stood in the flames, God protected them, and they emerged unharmed. This story reminds us that God is always with us, even in the fire, protecting those who trust in him. Finally, we have the story of Joseph in Egypt. Betrayed by his brothers, sold into slavery, and imprisoned unfairly, Joseph endured years of hardship. Yet he remained faithful, trusting in God's plan, even when he couldn't understand it. In time, God raised him to a position of power, and Joseph became a key figure who saved Egypt and his own family from famine. His story reminds us that God can bring purpose out of our pain, and his timing, though often different from ours, is always perfect. Each of these stories is a testament to the power of trust in God. From Abraham's obedience to Joseph's resilience, we see that faith can transform any situation. When we place our trust in God, he guides, provides, and protects in ways beyond our understanding. So whatever you may be facing today, know that God's faithfulness never wavers.